Lovely.
Nice.
I wanted to go back to that one. Resolution.
Always after his perfect cadence, you see.
Cadence.
Yeah.
Yes. His cadence works down at the at the bakery.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Good.
So get my Danish pastries.
Hello and welcome to Acoustic Paradiso. I'm Mick.
And I am Peter. How is it going? It's going well.
Yes. So you catch us on today's first video.
Yep. And hence bending down, reaching for the coffee.
Yeah. And what a nice way to start.
Yeah. That was very smooth.
Very smooth. Yeah. So two guitars from Taylor to have a look at.
Yeah.
Very interesting new 500 series redesign, which I didn't actually know much about before this morning until I read some stuff and pulled this guitar out of the case. Pete pulled it out of the case and I looked at it and I said, "Ooh, is that a shorter scale length?"
Yeah.
And he said, "Yes, it is."
I had the same feeling because before you came this morning, I already pulled it out of the case and realised that it was shorter.
Yes.
But they're both dreadnoughts. So we got 510e.
Yep.
And the 810e.
Yes, interesting because Taylor regularly updates and redesigns its guitar series. A few years back, a guy called Andy Powers joined the company. Andy's a brilliant guitar builder from San Diego area and ended up, it's essentially Taylor's head designer now.
Yeah.
Bob Taylor's still at the company, but it's taken more of a back seat in terms of guitar design, and Andy's really heading things up. And the first thing he set about doing was the 800 series redesign.
Which was this one. And we did a video a couple of months ago, I think, on the Brazilian Rosewood one.
Yeah.
And that was the redesigned one as well. But when was that they did that? When did they do that? A couple of years ago?
Yeah, it's maybe 3 years ago
Yeah.
now. Quite significant changes to the bracing of the guitar, a few other things which we can come on to in a sec.
Yeah.
Next came a 600 series update, which was a new look at Maple in the 600 series. And now it's all about the 500s for 2016, which have had an update as well. It basically just look at the guitar that exists, decide how it can be improved, and sort of rebirth it with a new story.
Yeah.
So 500 series, it varies across the range. I guess the big news is shorter scale length dreadnought.
Yeah.
And the availability of more 12 fret models. But this is the 510e, which is, as you can see, a non-cutaway electro dreadnought.
Yeah.
The bracing's been redesigned. Taylor's calling it performance bracing. This is advanced performance bracing.
Yeah, that's it. With that route thing that they put in as well with the.
It's called a relief route.
Relief route. That's it.
A channel cut in
quite interesting.
Around the perimeter of the top, which just enables the top to vibrate a bit more.
Exactly.
The whole purpose of redesigning the bracing and having a look at the guitar was to get a bit more volume and a bit more punch and a bit more bass.
Yeah, which they have certainly managed to get.
Yeah. So definitely achieved on the 800.
Yeah.
But what makes it really interesting on this guitar is it now has a 24 7/8 scale length. So the standard dreadnought scale length for Taylor is 25.5, bit longer, which means you get slightly increased string tension, note separation and all the rest of it. But this is slightly smaller, so you've got slightly less string tension, usually results in a chewier mid-range, but because of the bracing redesign and all the rest of it comes into a
you haven't lost anything, have you?
It's a unique take on it.
Yeah.
I like it. It's closer to what you might think of as a traditional Gibson scale length for.
And I also think it's got a slight V type neck here.
Yeah, much more vintagey feeling.
The whole thing is much more vintagey feel than
but it doesn't
that you would expect from this neck, which is kind of.
I think there's a bit of vintage aesthetic and a little bit of vintage feel, but it still feels like a very modern, easy playing guitar.
It's a satin finished neck, like you would expect from a Taylor guitar. They're all very, very great to play, easy to play.
That's the whole reputation.
That's what it is. You don't have to fight with it. So
but medium gauge strings. So the
13th.
Yeah, 13 on the top.
The hybrids.
There.
Elixir hybrids.
So still really serious.
It doesn't feel like it's a heavy gauge string, does it?
Well, I'm a fan of this gauge string anyway.
Oh, right, okay, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm more of a 12 kind of guy.
Yeah.
But
and just to ebony fingerboard and bridge.
Yep.
And Taylor is using a different kind of spruce on the top of this new 510e.
Like a mixed sort of spruce between two species, Engelmann and...
yeah, I'll admit I'd never heard of it before. It's called Lutz spruce.
Lutz or Lutz.
And it's apparently it's a hybrid between white spruce and Sitka, and white spruce is a little bit closer to Engelmann by all accounts. So it's a different kind of spruce.
Grows a different place, all that stuff. But you know, we've
from Alaska. People.
From Alaska.
Yeah.
So actually, it's grown by polar bears.
Yeah.
Perhaps.
Actually,
who knows?
It's got that kind of slightly wider grain that looks a bit like Adirondack.
It does, yeah. I think that's what I read as well. That it actually but this one is just normal Sitka spruce, isn't it?
Yep.
Yeah. Well, that one is the Lutz spruce, and you can see the grain. So when you look at the top and you can see the grains are wider, that means that it's grown slower. Is that correct?
I actually don't know.
Okay, I thought it's something like that, but you know that's anyway. You can tell by the grains being wider apart.
Yeah, it's very nice.
Nice,
a bit of cross silking on there.
Beautiful.
As well.
And you've got mahogany back and sides as well.
Yeah, so it's mahogany back, solid mahogany back and sides, and the 800 series is solid Indian rosewood.
It is rosewood here.
Back and sides.
Also a beautiful piece of rosewood.
Yeah.
And this is mahogany neck as well. But we talked about this in previous videos that actually, mahogany actually is not.
That's what colour it is when you stain it?
It's stain it, and that's like when you see a Les Paul, for instance, and it's red, kind of, it's because it's been stained to be red. So it can be many different colours.
That's what colour it is,
That's what colour it is.
And actually, it's even lighter than that.
Even lighter than that, yeah. This has got the maple binding.
Yeah, and this is...
sort of tortoiseshell kind of...
Yeah, another update for the 500 series is tortoiseshell binding and a matching torty pick guard and a little bit around the rosette as well, where we've got some abalone here.
Rosewood, I believe, was this one. Yeah.
So obviously, anyway, this is a lot more expensive.
Yeah.
Being Taylor's kind of second highest regular range guitar, 900 sits at the top there.
Yeah, links would be low for the pricing, so you can go and have a look there. Yep. They both got the Expression 2 system.
Yep.
Worth mentioning.
For anyone who doesn't know, Expression 2 got a redesign 2 years ago. Expression system maybe might be 3 now. Time travels so fast when you're having so much fun. And anyway, it went from, again, we've covered this before, but we'll just cover it briefly. It went from the Taylor's Expression system used to have a magnetic pickup in the neck pocket and some body sensors, which was great, worked really well, but it was kind of it wasn't common. So sound engineers are used to dealing with under-saddle pickups and all the rest of it, and I think it took a little bit more time to set up and sound good. So Taylor redesigned it to be back to a saddle system. However, instead of being under the saddle, the sensors are behind the saddle, and you have this adjustable sort of pressure ability on these 3 little Allen bolts there, which you can adjust the pressure on the back of the saddle, which is really interesting because the biggest problem with under-saddle pickups is if the saddle slot isn't cut exactly flat and the bottom of the saddle isn't exactly flat, that's when you get string differences in string volume. So you'll quite often play an under-saddle system where the string output is quite different from string to string. Yeah. This essentially gives you a way around that because you can adjust the pressure that way.
Yeah, which is clever.
It is clever, and it does sound good.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah.
So and both talking about sound good, shall we actually play some guitars?
It's only been about 3 days, isn't it?
We have some tune now instead of talking. Oh, we need to cover all the basics, and I think we have. So let's hear what they sound like. Unless you've got anything else to.
And another.
So the other day, no. Okay, so we got the Neumann KM184s. We got one each, and we're going to try to use them. We're going to try to position the guitars as similar as we can. We're going to swap the guitars over. We will also listen to the expression system at some point, but we will tell you when we do that. I'm going to take my cap off and play some one of your favorite chords in the entire world, which everybody thinks is a G chord, and it's actually a C chord. Very nice. Cool. Sounds good. That was just us strumming a few chords, just, you know.
Yeah, just to kick off. I don't know what you're hearing out there in YouTube land. I'm hearing that guitar has a huge amount of sparkle and definition and string separation.
Yeah.
This one sounds a little bit more together and slightly warmer in the mid-range there, but we'll see.
Now, let's just do the same thing, because you're using a different pick now. You're using a Gator grip. This is a nylon 1 mil. So let's just, because people have mentioned, you know, that we're using different picks, and we're using different microphones, but we're not. We're going to do the same thing, and we're using the same pick. So here's the chord. Yeah, well there we go. You know,
Give us a strum.
Give us a strum. They do sound similar, don't they?
They sound
they sound very, very, very similar.
One thing you could say categorically about Taylor is that there is a definite family sound to the guitars.
Yeah, I think maybe that one would lend itself more to some picking.
Well, interestingly,
with this shorter scale length. And
one of the maybe some of this kind of picking. We'll do some of that in a second.
Yeah.
One of the when Andy redesigned the 800 series, it was to make it a really good bluegrass guitar.
Yeah.
So to have that mid projection and plenty of string separation and volume and punch and all of that, and
which you get when you strum.
Yeah, yeah.
You know what I mean? And of course. It's huge, isn't it?
It's a powerful guitar.
It's a powerful, very, very powerful guitar. Let me do the same thing really quickly, and you can hear the... Because we're just going to go over that really quick, because when, you know, internals are made for live situations, I think, especially in the system. So, it's very difficult, you know, we're going to try to make it sound, you know...
When we do the videos, one comment always comes up, why didn't you... do the internals, and we're like, well, because whenever we do the internals, people say you shouldn't do the internals because it's not the right environment. So take it or leave it. You know that guitar internals are designed for live use and EQ'd there. You know. So
we'll have a listen to it now, and I'll play something here. So.
Do the same thing on this one?
Yeah. Good. And that was with everything 12 o'clock. So everything straight on. Instead of starting fiddling around with that, it's going to, you know, we can't hear what's happening anyway.
The controls are volume, bass and treble. And if you want a more mid-scoop sound, you put the bass and treble up. And if you want a more mid-cut sound, if you want a mid-scoop, mid-cut, bass and treble up. And if you want a more mid-prominent, bass and treble down.
Yeah.
So that's how that works.
All right then. So what I think we should do now is that we should try to swap the guitars over as well. So we play one thing, you play something, I play some other thing, you play something. How's that sound?
Right, that works.
Yeah, does that work for you?
Yeah, okay. Shall we start with... all right, seeing as we spoke about bluegrass, now clearly neither Pete nor I are bluegrass players, but we can probably pull out a lick that
we wear the shirts.
That's more your E6 tuning, isn't it, for these?
Oh, is it?
For these shirts? Anyway, all right, so 510e, let's try this.
What pick was that?
That's a 1.4 Dunlop prime tone.
Yep. Okay.
Which which supposedly is a close-ish sound to tortoiseshell.
Yeah.
I tell you what.
What can you feel? Because
even though it's only like less than 3/4 of an inch difference in scale length.
Yeah.
My hand is a little bit further that way.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the guitar I play all the time is a 24 3/4 inch scale length. So that feels more at home.
Yeah.
To me.
It feels bigger, that feels longer, doesn't it?
A little bit, yeah.
Yeah, definitely. It's definitely a different feel. It's not much, but you can definitely feel the difference. Well, let's do some picking.
Yeah, go on then.
Can't exactly remember what I played just 2 seconds ago. As it happens when you're 56 years old.
Is Pete really 56?
Yes.
Yeah, okay, interesting. That's definitely...
They're very similar though.
A little bit louder.
Yeah.
Little bit more string separation.
Yeah.
But...
It's kind of... This is kind of what do you know... Have you got the money? You know, it is almost double the amount of money, but it is because it's different materials.
No, not quite double.
Is it not double?
No, not quite double. It's considerably more.
It's considerably more.
Quite double.
Okay,
yeah.
sorry. It's considerably more.
Yeah.
So, you know, have you got that extra, money lying around? Then great. Do you prefer shorter scale length? Do you prefer slotted headstock? Do you prefer mahogany back and sides? Do you prefer rosewood? You know, it's kind of, some people might even say, I can hear it. I can hear it. There's a lot of very live guitars. When I was just talking, I can hear it go. Whoa, it came in. It's just what people prefer. It might be. It's a great instrument. It's beautifully made.
Yeah, I mean, we've looked at the 800 series before. I've looked at the 800 series for various magazines and stuff, and there's no doubt it's a supreme.
It is
premium.
I must say,
guitar.
The upgrades have made it much better, because I used to have one of these, the Grand what is it called?
The 14.
The 14C.
Yeah.
And it was great guitar, but it was kind of lacking something for me. This has got it.
Yeah.
If you ask me, that's my personal
taste.
opinion. It's more to my taste. It is absolutely wonderful.
Well, I think that says a lot for the sort of process of continual sort of reinvention that Taylor goes for.
Exactly.
Always improving.
Yeah.
This, I'm a big fan of this.
Yeah. No, I am.
Another Dreadnought comes out. So what? There's millions of them out there, and they're all you know, mahogany and spruce, or they're rosewood and spruce, and they go on a very sort of tried and trusted formula, and you might have brand preferences, which is great.
Yeah.
This, with the shorter scale length, that little V-neck there and the slot headstock.
And slot headstock as well works. It gives it just a different kind of tone and feel, you know.
It does,
Yeah.
and I think it's a really good and credible addition to.
It really is.
And you know, this is. It sounds like I'm kind of saying that, but
no, I know, because I know what you like as well, you know, and
I definitely,
what you like, and that, you know, the guitars you have. That's, no, it's. I actually don't think I have. Oh yes, I do. Have a slotted headstock guitar.
Yes, you do.
Oh, I?
Yeah, you have at least one slotted headstock guitar.
Can't even remember.
Right, come on.
I must have. Let's play some stuff instead.
Let's try.
Oh yes.
Yeah, let's just so you can hear a bit of deep, low E, or even D.
D, yeah, low E. Wait, D is a low E, isn't it? Wonderful.
Yeah, I'll just play the same thing.
It's lovely.
Both guitars, an immense amount of clarity.
Yeah.
I mean, you would expect it from this being longer scale length and all the rest of it.
Yeah.
But I think, again, I'm just going to say again, that combination of the new bracing, the mahogany, and the slightly shorter scale length.
And
really,
maybe the different spruce as well makes a difference. You know,
it's well sorted as a whole.
Isn't it? Yeah.
But it's you know, people often talk about all-rounder guitars.
Yeah.
That's.
Yeah, this is they talk about, but that might be for you. This might be some people might want a cutaway. They might want a long scale length. They might not like the big body.
What do we say about cutaways, Pete?
As you can, there's no money up there.
There's
in
no
the
money
dusty
up
area. Because you know, I'm not a big guy. You know, so it feels any dreadnought when I sit down feels a bit big on me. You know, so as you can see, so some people might not prefer that kind of thing. They might prefer a smaller body guitar. But of course, Taylor's got those as well.
Well, on that front, I'm really looking forward to playing one of the 12 fret smaller body ones in the 500 series.
Yeah, which we will as soon as they come out, I'm sure.
Right. Well, I think that's a pretty good overview.
I think it is. We did what we set out to do, you know. So I guess it's more coffee time for us. This is lovely. I really liked it. Scarf neck, by the way. Scarf joint there.
Absolutely is.
So there we are, guys. That was the Taylor 510e, the new 2016 model.
And the 810e, which was upgraded a couple of years back.
Yeah, also lovely guitars here. This was Acoustic Paradiso on Andertons TV, and we'll see you next time. My name is Pete.
My name is Mick.
Take care.
Cheerio. Yeah.